Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and it's mailbag time. Friendly reminder that this was recorded on Tuesday, so if anything changes in terms of some of the questions that you see, you just got to understand. I'm trying to get you guys some free content. To make sure that you never miss anything going on around the silver and black, hit that subscribe button, and this is a crucial part of the year to make sure that those notifications are turned on. Let's go to CJ Merck. I got Eagles spread, Donkeys, Saints, Raiders. What do you think about that? I like the Eagles game. I picked them to win. Donkeys -6. I always get worried betting on the Broncos. I know they have Wilson this year, and then Saints -5.5 is another game that I'm actually not all that comfortable with. Personally, I think one of the games that I love, I'll take the 49ers against the Bears because I do not think the Bears are a good team at all. Let's go to Impresario. Any news, right tackle rumors, defensive tackle rumors? How about McCoy and Phylon? Any word? In terms of right tackle, defensive tackle at this current moment, no, unfortunately, there hasn't been anything new. I know that Darius Phylon would love to be able to come to the Raiders. For me personally, though, I don't see the fit. And I don't think that the Raiders actually want him because of the injury he sustained last season in that final game. But if the Raiders make a move, y'all know what we're going to do. As far as I'm concerned, if you want Darrell Williams, spam Darrell Williams in the comments. Let's go to SDSU Aztecs. What up? Will Carr throw for 4 touchdowns on Sunday? Honestly, I don't recall the last time he has thrown for 4 touchdowns in a game. It may well take that to win on Sunday unless we get 3 touchdowns rushing. If he can throw for 3 TDs, obviously I'm not going to be upset. Personally, though, I think that the way that the Raiders win this game is by the Raiders not turning the ball over. And if you can force Justin Herbert to turn the ball over, that's going to put the Raiders in a good spot. But both of these teams are very evenly matched. The last time Carr threw for 4 touchdowns in a game, you're right, off the top of my head, I can't think of it. I legitimately can't think of it. Let's go to Lewis. What up, my man? Do you think the Raiders should go and get OBJ just for depth? You're not going to get OBJ just for depth. Personally, you're going to get him to start, and he's going to be a starter. I don't know what team he ends up going to. My projection has always been that he's going to just end up going back to the Los Angeles Rams. The Raiders' wide receiver room, though, besides Devontae Adams, besides Hunter Renfrow, it does scare me a little bit from a ball-catching standpoint. Yeah, I said it. Matt Collins, I don't have a lot of confidence in. DJ Turner, I don't have a lot of confidence in. And then Tyron Johnson, not a lot of confidence. Yes, those players have good special teams value, but I do think the Raiders could use another receiver. In terms of receiver, Keelan Cole was added to the practice squad. And from a wide receiver standpoint, I like Keelan Cole more than those 3 other guys that I mentioned. Let's go to Brandon Jasper. Abby was a good hire, and you're in love. So already, Abby's knocking down boots and stealing hearts. What up, Bobby? I'll join the Noti gang if Abby becomes the new host. Well, Abby is going to be making some extra videos here around Chat Sports, but here's the issue. If she takes over for the Raiders Report, I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm going to have a lot more free time on my hands, and you're not going to see me anymore. Let's go to Sky Shot Golf. Can there be a trade for defensive tackle by this Friday? Can there be? Sure. One player that I'm actually pretty surprised ended up clearing waivers on Tuesday was Davion Nixon. He actually has some connections with some of the Raiders coaches that came from Carolina. A trade, though, for a defensive tackle, at this current moment, there is still too many good players out there in the free agent market for you to make a trade unless it's just some big-time player, man. Let's go to David. What up, man? Which Raider has the most to prove against the Chargers? Personally, I'll throw out names like Clelin Ferrell. He's got a lot to prove. Jonathan Abram has got a lot to prove. And then your entire right side of your offensive line. Hell, the entire Raiders offensive line. Those would be the players that I'll say right now have the most to prove for the simple fact of it's time to put up or shut up for a lot of those guys, man. So how about this? You let me know down in the comments section right now which Raiders player has the most to prove against the Los Angeles Chargers. There's a lot of names out there, but I want to know from the nation, most to prove against the Chargers. This next one's coming in from Reverend Raider Youngblood. I think every Raider fan or in Los Angeles should dress up as Gorilla and go to the game on Sunday. Imagine that sight. That would be cool. It pisses me off that they're not letting Gorilla into the game. I don't even understand how it's even allowed to have that happen. I get that they're trying to, I guess, control fights and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, that's your problem for building a stadium in Raiders country and then having 2 other teams there as far as I'm concerned. But I agree. If somebody wants to dress up as Gorilla, man, that'd be awesome. Let's go to Zach. Hey, Mitch, what do you think the Raiders' defensive plan for the Chargers will be? It's going to be to get after Herbert, and that's really as simple as what you're going to see. If I'm Patrick Graham, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that Herbert is uncomfortable, and I'm going to tackle that right side of the offensive line. That right side of the offensive line for the Chargers is just as scary, I would say, as the Raiders' right side. Their right tackle gave up 9 sacks last year. Max Crosby is going to be going up against them from that standpoint. And in games last season, in games that the Chargers won, Justin Herbert, 25 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. In games the Chargers lost, Herbert, 13 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. If you make Herbert turn over the football, the Chargers will lose games. Now, not only do we make content here on YouTube, we also make a lot of content over on Locals, and I'm going to be doing a challenge every single week on Locals. So if you want to join my NFL Pick'em Challenge, go to chatsports.com/week1. And all I need you to do is just comment who you think is going to win each game, and then I need a tiebreaker score prediction for Raiders-Chargers game. Whoever gets the most right or gets closest to that tiebreaker, you're going to win a $50 gift card. So go to chatsports.com/week1, or you could scan that QR code, join our Raiders Locals community, where not only do we do 2 videos every week, we do a live show. We're going to do a lot more fun stuff during the regular season. Let's go to my favorite fruit, Papaya Man 89, my guy Mitch, who will have a bigger impact this year. I think we already answered this one earlier. It's all good. It's Tyron Johnson over DJ Turner. Dun, 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 dun. Mitch, I have heard the possibility of a trade for Jawaan Taylor from the Jags. What are your thoughts? Well, Jawaan Taylor was actually a player that I've mentioned multiple times on the Raiders Report, and I mentioned him multiple times on our Chat Sports programming because the Jags have another right tackle behind him, and Jawaan Taylor, a little bit of murky water with a brand-new head coaching staff. So, yeah, I actually wouldn't mind this idea, though Jawaan Taylor still isn't like a major upgrade to make me feel 100% safe at the right tackle spot. Let's go to Jeff. What up, OG? Hey, Mitch, what do you think about bringing Kelechi Osemele back? It's a big name. I get it. Kelechi's just not healthy. When you get up there in age, man, right? Like, Richie Incognito was supposed to be a solid player for the Raiders on the line. You get banged up, you get injured, and then you can't get out there on the field. I respect Kelechi. He was one of the best to do it that I personally watched here for the Silver and Black. I can't say that it makes sense to go out and get him. Let's go to Corey. What up, man? Hey, what do you think the score is going to be between the Raiders and the Chargers? I did just put out a record prediction video. Also, I did a preview. That one's going to go out on Wednesday. But my prediction's 34-32 Raiders win. Cameron Sproul, Raiders 41, Chargers 34. I would love to be able to bet the over in this game. I do want to see a lot of points, personally. More points is never a bad thing. Never a bad thing. Ori, yellow 5. So what are the Raiders' plans on the offensive line? The Raiders, as I am recording this video right now on Tuesday, they did release their offensive depth chart for the starting O-line, and as it stands right now, it's Colton Miller, John Simpson, Andre James, Lester Cotton, and Jermaine Illuminor on the right side. Thayer Munford will battle with Jermaine to potentially get that spot. If Lester Cotton is not 100% healthy because he missed practice on Tuesday, look for Dylan Parham to slot in there as your starting right guard. A lot of questions are going to have to be answered, especially with this team going up against Joey Bosa, going up against Khalil Mack. This next one's coming in from Christopher McGuire. I'm confident with the Raiders reaching 12 wins this season. Derek Carr has proven that he can overcome a bad right side of the offensive line last season. I will say Carr struggled. I mean, you have to be able to face the fact that over the last 4 games of the year, I actually don't think Carr played all that well. He made clutch throws when it mattered the most, and a lot of people will say, well, that's more important to have a team leader, a clutch quarterback in the fourth quarter, game-winning drives, which he was better at. But when you actually watch the film, and I get it, he didn't have a lot of his options. The Raiders didn't win the games because of Carr. They ran the football well. The defense actually stepped up despite what some of the numbers will say. But DC, I do think if he can really elevate his game this year and play like a top 10 quarterback, and if we can stay healthy, 12 wins is a possibility, no doubt. What up, Rex? You're next up here, my guy. What is the Raiders' projected starting offense and defense against the Chargers? All right, so we'll say Derek Carr, Josh Jacobs, Jacob Johnson, and then your offensive line again is Colton Miller. You're going to have John Simpson, Andre James. I'll say Lester Cotton at right guard, Jermaine Illuminor at right tackle. Offensive wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller will be your starting tight end. If you're going to throw out another wide receiver, it's going to be Matt Collins on defense. I'll say Max Crosby, Chandler Jones. Your defensive tackles will be Bilal Nichols, Jonathan Hankins, Denzel Perriman, Jayon Brown, Divine Diablo, Nate Hobbs, Trevon Merrick. I'm still going to bet my money on Deron Harmon getting more snaps, and then I'll say Rock Ya-Sin. So how about this, though? Who did I leave off my list? I'm glad Jeremy made this. Who did I leave off my projected starting list? Some people are going to say Jonathan Abram, which I don't blame people for doing that because he could very well end up getting that start. I think that Deron Harmon is the better fit for the game that's going to be had against a Chargers offense that is really going to try to sling the football. But y'all let me know who did I leave off my projected starting list. Jersey, what up, my man? Mitch, we need to do what the Rams do, so trade our picks away for a star right tackle. Thoughts about that? You don't need to trade your picks away. You can sign Darrell Williams and have a really solid right tackle. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know why people haven't brought him in. Maybe he's asking for way too much money. But I do think what you've seen the Rams do is they say, F the picks, I'm going to go out and get proven players, and they have the most wins since 2017, and they haven't had a first-round pick since Jared Goff back in 2016. Let's go to Shane. Mitch. Do you think they haven't signed anyone to the offensive line because they are confident and possibly know something that we don't? Should we be worried, or will we be surprised? I mean, maybe the Raiders know something I don't, but I also know this, that the Raiders have tried out Alex Leatherwood at right tackle for an entire preseason when we sat up here and you could watch the tape and say, that's never going to work out. Coaches can have confidence. That's fine. But there is a time where you got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, we got a problem here. We can fix it. Why aren't we fixing it? Now, if you want to interact with me on social media, remember I'm at MitchellRentz365, and during Raiders regular season games this season, we're going to be doing like 50-50 raffles, and the only way you're going to have a chance to win is if you add me as a friend on Venmo, so please do so. I'm at MitchellRentz365. I know it's surprising. Seriously, though, interact with me more. Social media, Venmo. We're going to do a lot of giveaways this year. Let's go to the next Super Chat coming in here from Reverend Raider Youngblood. With elite players like Crosby and Jones rushing our offensive line in practice, I can't see our O-line not being somewhat prepared for Mack and Bosa. You're right in terms of being prepared going up against those two dudes, because I make the argument Max Crosby and Chandler Jones is a better duo than Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. And the numbers the past few seasons absolutely prove that to be true. The issue is regular season game compared to practice. The pressure, the noise, I get it. It's going to be a Raiders home game, but that noise and just everything that goes along with that game, a lot more pressure, and I'm hoping that the right side of the offensive line is ready, because if they aren't, we'll let them know it, but we're definitely going to be cheering them on as well. Now remember, y'all, this entire week is all about F the Chargers. If you see somebody talking Chargers in my chat, spam FLAC. But every single video this week, I want to see an FLAC in the chat.